Good day, everyone. Today is March 7th, 2020, and I haven't created one of these video broadcasts in quite a while, but I want to do it now because we have a huge opportunity to make a lot of money. And actually, you don't need a lot of money to get into some of these trades. So let's talk about what's going on, and then we'll get into some trading ideas. So, as you know, the coronavirus is scaring the heck out of everyone, and it's in front and center of a lot of news headlines. And is it a bad thing? Potentially, maybe. Some people say it's not as bad, but the market is really um, in upheaval over it. So we need to take a look at what's going on and how to take advantage of these opportunities, because a lot of people don't realize that you can make money and the market's going down. And that's what I've been doing over the past couple of weeks, and you should too. And you don't need a lot of money to get in. So let's have an overview, and then let's get some trading ideas. And in the meantime, if you want to get into some of these trades, you can open up a Robinhood account. I have one, um, or just go through your broker. You just need permission to trade options. So let's take a look and see what's going on. As we can see, we have the my TC 2000. They have a nice indicator called the T2123. It's accumulated 4-week new high and low, and we've been trending lower. Now, typically, this indicator is really good at indicating swing points. I haven't updated it, but swing points in the market when something's up or down. And we are in a big time downtrend as of now. I would expect that to continue over the next few weeks. Maybe we're going to have some good bounces as well, and that would be a time for you to get in and buy some put options, which essentially um, is how you can make money when the market is going down. It's also good for if you can't short in your IRA, or if you have, I don't think you can short in a Roth either. So, but this will give you exposure to the downside of the market, which will make your portfolio rise. Okay, so here we have this. This is looking ugly. Everything's looking ugly right now. Some things look worse than others. So let's take another look at another very interesting indicator from TC2000. It's the T2116 indicator. And what this is, it shows the number of stocks 2% below two channels, so it's two standard deviations below their 40-day moving average. And if we look back in time, so right now, let's back up a little bit. So right now, 63% of stocks are below that point. Now, if we look back in time, it's very interesting because back in January 2019, we got as high as 75, and that's where we topped out at looks like the beginning of this week, perhaps 75.19. And that's a resistance point. So if we hit that again, we probably are getting to some good resistance. It might be a time for a small or mid-sized bounce. And if we look back even further, now this is going back way back. Let's look at a weekly chart. This is a little messy, but hang tight. I'm going to get to my point. I want to go back to say 2008. Now in 2008, when things really came off the rails, we got, let's see what the high. The actual high was 92%. So things were really bad. We're not quite there yet, but can we hit that point? Well, yeah, we might be able to. And if we look back in time, look at these. Look at these. So the next stopping point is about 87%, and that was back in 2011, mid 2011. Now, if we go over here, we're back in 2016, we got as high as 79, almost 80%, and we didn't quite touch that yet. So once we get to around this point, the market will snap back. And as we can see on a daily, going back to the daily, we compare, we got pretty close to what we were at in December 2018. And we did have a snapback and came down and then back up again. So I would suspect that we could go through this, but this is a point where you might say, hey, maybe I want to make a swing trade. Maybe I want to buy a stock that's a bit of quality. And now in these times, that'd be something like Clorox or maybe Microsoft, something that'll bounce, or Tesla, that'll bounce with the market. But right now we're in between. It's a bit undecided if of course, I never know which way it's going to go. But if we head up to this point again, it would be a good time to maybe take some profits on your puts or your shorts and do a swing trade to a short term into a short term position. Um, we're a bit indecisive right now, so don't really have a clear definition of what's going on. But let's skip that. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. Now, let's talk about travel stocks. American Airlines, Royal Caribbean, Carnival. And we can look at the banks too. So these stocks are in big time turmoil. Let's take a quick look at uh, Carnival Cruise Line, CCL, and how we can take advantage of what's going on here. Oops, let's go this way. So as you can see, this thing has been trending lower. Stock's still at 27. With everything that's going on, I really think that the stock can go way lower. So what can you do about it? So basically what you can do is buy a put option somewhere out a few months, and you can buy them for pretty inexpensive. Over the past week, they have risen. It's harder to find bargains in the zone. Oops, let me go over to my Thinkorswim. So this is my Thinkorswim platform, and you could do your own options research however you want. Yahoo is a good source. Robinhood has a decent way you can research put options as well. But let's talk about this. So right now, there's a big spread on these because there's a huge bias to the downside. So if you want to buy, for example, a 35, oh, this is RCL, this is Royal Caribbean. Let me switch over to CCL, be a little cheaper. Okay, so I'm looking at all the strikes. So I would go out to somewhere in July. That's a pretty decent time frame. You have 132 days, and you can potentially buy one probably for around, I'd say the mid price here is probably around $250. You can buy one put. And as the stock goes down, this will increase in value. But also you have to watch out for time decay. But these things are in such a strong downtrend. If you can double your money or make $100, you can sell it right away, right? Robinhood doesn't charge any commission. So you can make $100 maybe in a couple weeks, sell it, right? Who's going to complain about $100? I would take it. Doesn't matter how much. Every little bit of profit can help you when this thing turns around. So let's also look at RCL. These are getting quite pricey as well. Not really finding too many bargains. So if we go out to June, you can see probably the cheapest one is probably going to be around, I'm guessing $3. So the ask is 360 and the bid is 250. So if you're to buy right at 360, try to sell it right away, you'd be losing money. But I really think Royal Caribbean is also um, going to be in a long-term downtrend, which we broke, by the way. So let's talk about Royal Caribbean. So going way back to 2016, we have some support around 65. We smashed right through that, but do we close above it? We close at 65.01. Oh, sorry about that. Did we close at 65? So right around this point. I would wait another day before because buying some more put options because I think our next stop is going to be around $50. Um, but this is another stock that we can buy put options in and make some money. And you only need around maybe $300 to buy something at 35. Other one I was looking at, which is way cheaper to get into, is American Airlines. They probably have one of the weaker balance sheets of the airlines. So let's take a quick look at them. Um, who wants to really travel in these times? Not too many people. A lot of people are canceling their flights and so on. Um, American Airlines has had a really nice tumble. So let's see a longer term picture of American Airlines. This is kind of interesting here. Let me go to a weekly chart. I'm going to expand out. Let me see if I can share this with you. Okay, so looking at a longer term picture, way back in 2008, American Airlines, they actually went bankrupt. As you can see, they got as low as $1.30. It wouldn't surprise me if this stock got below 10 again. Okay. Um, Now, as you can see, when it gets this low, I think this is an opportunity for you to jump back in. I think eventually we will get through this, all this turmoil, but let's take advantage of the downside. We'll have a plenty of advantage in the future to take positions on the upside, but we have to jump in now to take advantage of the downside because the stock market goes down way faster than it goes up usually. So say we want to take advantage of the drop in American Airlines. I'm going to jump over to Thinkorswim. I'm going to change stock symbol. Okay, we got it. So I want to buy something at least 120 days out. This is 104. I'd be happy with this. So looking at this, I think American Airlines is still going to tank. You have a lot of options to buy puts in here. So as you can see, some of these are a bit slighted. I think it's just because of the timing. It's the weekend and these haven't been updated. So you can buy essentially a $12 put for, oh, probably $185. Or if you want to be really adventurous, you can buy a $5 put. These are cheap. You can buy 10 for probably, if you can get in at the right price, probably like $550. Um, and take advantage of the downside. I still think this has a way to go on the downside. You can buy 10. See, at the $10 level, you can buy some at probably around $130 per option, plus commission if your platform charges commission. And as this collapses, this is going to go up. Okay, there's going to be lots of money to make on this big downtrend. Um, and I really think this is going to continue unless there's maybe a virus that gets a vaccine that's developed and approved and tested and all that good stuff. Um, but until then, we have to take advantage of the downside. And American Airlines is one that we can definitely look at. Now, if we want to take a look at, say, a sector, let's see if we can buy some puts in a certain sector. Let's see how we can research it. One way, I really enjoy a TC2000 because it has so many different. It's very reasonably priced and it has a lot of tools. I also like to use Metastock as well. It's a bit more pricey, but for demonstration purposes, I have these templates set up. So um, there's advantages and disadvantages, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So there is an ETF. It's called JETS. And basically, this one is also tanking. But you can think of maybe you can find your own ETF. Say, well, maybe there's a travel ETF, or maybe there's um, let's see, some kind of airline ETF, right? You could take advantage of. This is one, and we could say, wow, if you also wanted to, you could probably look at options in here, which I did earlier, and these aren't the best because of the spread on the options. But one thing we could do is we can say, hey, what makes up jets, right? So um, we can let's see if we can figure out what stocks make up jets. So here we have them right here. So any of these stocks are potentially some of the weaker ones that have fallen more than others are probably um, something good to look at and potentially buy put options in. So the lower priced ones, we have this one called ATM Airlines. We have Mesa Air Group. That one's not doing very well either. United, even though I think they have one of the better balance sheets in the group. This may be another potential, but I think all of these airlines will be hit. So you can do your own research, and then if you want to buy puts and individual companies, you can do it that way. All right. And this is just an index here, but you kind of get the idea how we can take advantage of that. Okay. So also here, you can also see other things that will be affected. Um, Here's another one, airports and air services. This one's taking a beating as an index, but we can go back over here and find the particular stocks that make up this um, this index. So we have another one here. Wow, I mean, I found this one just now, AER. I don't know much about it, but I know this thing is related to airports and air services, and it's taking a beating. I'm going to take a look at these um, after I finish my presentation here. See what other interesting put options I can get on. Some cheap ones are not very expensive. So as we can see, we have a whole nother group here. So the options that you have to buy put options are really endless. Um, but if you want something that is inexpensive, American Airlines is probably a good bet. So let's go back here for a second. So we can buy 10 of these, maybe for at the 5 level, or 6 or 7, depending on, we'll say if you're a small time trader, and you just want to maybe learn more about buying options, you can get into the $5 level. Will American Airlines get that low? Maybe. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't at this point. Things are really ugly, and we're at 16 right now. It may take a few months to get there. Um, Maybe we want to buy something out in August, and those are 50 cents. We have a little more time, okay? Between 50 and 68 cents. So even if we get something at 60 cents, we buy 5 of them. 6 times 5 is $300, and it definitely has the potential of doubling or tripling. Okay, your upside is unlimited. Now, if you can make a few $100, right? Say if you can make a few $100 and get your original investment back, let the rest of it slide and see how you do. And then when the time comes as we're getting closer to August, you can sell your position, right? But overall, this is a huge. Basically, what I go talk about is this is a huge opportunity to make money on the downside when everyone is panicking. Okay, and you can definitely do that. Don't be, and you can just put a couple $100 in there. And if you're wrong, you just lose a couple $100, right? Um, some people might not have that luxury to lose that, but it's just a few $100 and your upside is huge. And I think the upside is going to continue to be huge in these stocks because no one's going to want to go on a cruise right now. I mean, that's kind of like a, you know, I don't know anybody who would want to do that or book anything right now until this blows over. But when it does blow over, there's going to be a huge opportunity to buy these stocks as they rebound, right? So let's take a look at Carnival Cruise Line, a long-term chart. I'm going to go for, oh, we have a long-term chart here. Okay. So even if I go to a monthly chart, back in 2008, 2009, it got as low as 15. As you can see, over the years, it's rebounded nicely. And it does pay a pretty decent dividend too. So if we get back down to this level or below this level, it's pretty much game over because um, if it goes below 50, around $15, it's really honestly it's game over, especially for Carnival. But I think these are pretty well run companies. It's just a matter of the times, and they will recover. So you will have to jump in at the right time when things kind of blow over a bit, and these stocks will recover. Okay, but for now, we need to take advantage of the downside and make money. This way, when we make that money, we can put that money back in to work for us on the upside. So let's review my favorite stocks right now to buy puts in: American Airlines, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, um, and you can do your own research. There's probably some more on the airline side, airport/airline, anything travel related. There is an interesting caveat to all this. There are some stocks that are probably you could probably potentially make some money on doing some swing trades. This is one that I did the other day with Clorox. Look at how much, if I can draw a line here, look at how much we can swing in one day. Let's see if I can clear this up a little bit. As you can see, the swings in here over the past week are huge, right? You could, if you have an account with zero commissions, you can probably buy it at a lower point of the day and then jump in. If it goes up a couple bucks, then just sell it. Look, even if you bought it at the open, if you want to make $2 or $3, get in, get out. Don't hang around. But I think Clorox is be a great company for swing trades if you just want to buy and sell. And overall, I think Clorox will come out of this smelling like a rose because everyone's going to be buying these cleaning products and so on. Um, so this is something you might want to consider. You can buy 10 shares, and if you can make 50 bucks in a day, hey, 50 bucks is 50 bucks on $1,700 or whatever the stock price is. You can make that, and you just kind of compound it. And then you're not going to be right 100% of the time, but look at these opportunities here to swing trade in and out of this out of Clorox. I think this is going to be a pretty, if you can catch it right, this is a pretty good stock to swing trade, which I've been doing a little bit of that as well, and I've been making make 40, 50 bucks a day using limit orders. I'm like, okay, I'd be happy if this went up $1 or $2, and then I would just sell it and say, hey, if it goes up more, okay, it is what it is, but I've made some money. Okay, that's what it's all about. Let's check back next week, and what we're gonna do, or maybe later on in the weekend. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually put on some positions as paper trades. Now, paper trades, I don't like doing paper trades because they really don't have an emotional, it's not real money. And emotions are a bit muted on paper trades rather than your real money on your real account. So what I'll do over the weekend is I'll see if I can come up with a couple of paper trades for American Airlines, Royal Caribbean, etc. Um, and we'll see what we can come up with, and we'll watch and see how we do. So um, I will do that. Anyway, that's all I have for now. I hope this helps you out. Remember, you can make money on the downside. It's really easy to do, and you don't need a lot of money. This is the time where you can get in and have some serious percentage increases in your portfolio. Excellent for the small time Robinhood accounts, or if you have Thinkorswim or whatever it is. I encourage you all to look and see and make sure that there's a potential to lose money too. So this is kind of play money, and options are risky. So do your due diligence, look into it, and yeah, let me know how you make out in the comments. I hope this helps a little bit. I haven't done this in a few months, actually probably around 9 months, but this is a huge opportunity for everyone to make some cash. Okay? All right. Everyone, have a great weekend, and we will make some trades um, tomorrow night, and we'll see how they go during the week. I'll follow up with them, and I'll trade along with you. Okay? All right. Have a great weekend.